Let me ask you a question. Have you ever really thinking about this? Why do some people instantly create a strong connection between them while others struggling to really create them after too long conversation? This is more important right now, but most people are really struggling to having this strong connection. But the one thing that really missed is the MML meter. This is really most powerful meter to really communicate with the people effectively. Once a year ago, I really realized one person, his name is Simon. He's really graduated from Cambridge University by medical doctrine, and tomorrow to go to the hospital to really hiring and have an appointment. But that time he really got interviewed. To really pass that interview, he really prepared pretty well in his home. Then when he got the interview, he really speak it out loud. He really use big gesture, but the interviewer really speak it differently. He really speaks slowly and calmly. That is make the connection between them different. Someone is speak more energetic, someone is speak slowly, then the interviewer feel uncomfortable and someone cannot really acceptable by interviewer. Then months later he came back to the hospital of the interviewer, the same time and the same interviewer. Then he really communicate with him very slowly, very calmly. Then the one thing that he really learned from this 1 month is the MML limit. What is this MML limit? And I would tell you, I've been coached for the last 6 months, a lot of people, and I've been working for the last 6 months in communication. I really coach to really help the people boost their communication ability. And the one thing I really realized from those people are really made the same things, because they really start to communicate with the people, but they didn't realize the mistake. That's why what I need to really give those mistakes. The first one is they really make the communication such a very awkward, because when they try to really communicate with the people, they really made it something different. Have you ever really thinking about it? When you have a conversation with someone, you speak, they speak, but there is not really connection between you and them. This is really because of the emotion, because we are really different from another animals because of our emotions. So if you do not really create an emotion when you really have a conversation with someone, or when you try to really communicate, your conversation became fall down, or it can really make the communication or your communication such a very dry and boring. That's people are really losing interest by. Have you ever really thinking about it? The Wi-Fi without internet did not work properly. Your communication also like that. If you not really connect with the people, your communication became did not really work properly, like the Wi-Fi ones. So try to really master this thing, is just avoid these things. Then this is really lead to the people that are not really open for your communication, because if people are not really open to your communication, you just like something different, because you want to really speak friendly, but the people are really answer you some specific answer or short answer. For example, you ask someone about his job, and for example, if someone is ask you about your job, do you like your job or hate it? You can answer one. There are two possibilities to answer it. Either it is yes or no. So instead of asking this question, what is the one thing that really motivates you to work, or what is the one thing that really love from your job? This is really creates emotions, really make the person that are really inspired by that things, because when you really these things better than the previous one. So this is also another things that people are really mad in their communication or in the conversation. The things that people are really mad, they feel too hard to push it, because someone has really came to you, just said to you, communication is all about confidence, it's all about being yourself. But that was really not a good or truth, because when you really make communication or conversation such a very dry, such a very boring, or people, if you do not really communicate with emotion, just your communication is less or nothing. So that's why what you need to really become mostly prefer or perfect your communication, because the more you really attract people, you can really make your communication such a very powerful. So this is the part where people are really made a mistake, but the end of this video, I will make you very popular and better speaker, and there is no awkward after this video, and you can really express, you can really create a very report, a very great communication, very great emotion between you and the listener. That's what I need to really bring this video. And if you came to YouTube to watching something meaningful, subscribe our YouTube channel. We bring an educational and communicational content to level up your confidence and communication ability. So let's start with the first one. Let me give you one start before we start, or before we got into the solution. Before years ago, I went to the party that was just like a party where people talk to each other. Someone is having drinks, someone is looking around, and someone is dancing, someone is communicating with each other, and someone is talk to stranger. Then there are still guys to talk each other. And the first one is so silent and calm, but the other one is so energetic and so loudly. He speaks loudly, but after a couple of minutes, the first one is the silent guys. He really feels something different, uncomfortable with that guy. Then he really lived the conversation or the communication. Then he really came to me. Yes, hey guy, nice to see you. And I just, instead of answering loudly, I just became, because they really feel uncomfortable with that guy, then I really make like my voice slow and less and slowly, and I said, great to see you, great man. And we really talked for a long time to really make your communication or make our conversation better. Because the one thing that I really realize is our image or our matching is really perfect, because it needs something silent person like him, because that person, or the previous person, he's so energetic, he so speak fast, he so speak loudly, but that is the one thing he really makes discomfort. So the more I realized, the better I really became better on communicator. So the first thing is you need to do to become better communicator, to become better reporter, just match in your communication. When I started match, just finding the people are really interested by their voice, their tone, their rhythm, their emotion. Just you need to really match with their. So the first one, you really understand these things, you can really become better communicate with each other. You can really make your communication, your articulation, everything while you really want to deliver to them, you can really make such a very attractive, because matching is very important. I've ever really thinking about the match between Man United and Arsenal, or Man City with Liverpool. It was very attractive. It was have a lot of. And imagine the couple of, or something, the project club. That was the difference between that people, or the match between Man United and Arsenal. And that is also similar with the communication one, because the more you really make your communication such a very attractive with better, and you can really build better things. So try really match with the people and make your communication such a very attractive. The next things you need to do is use the mirror. The next is stands the mirror. When I say the mirror, is not as just said copy their people are really listening to communication. It's not really, I'm not saying like that one, but and instead of copying, just make a mirror. Like for the baby, you didn't tell about the war or just something silly things. You just tell to them about animation and similar things. So, and instead of that, what the people are really listening to you, you need to tell to them what is really fit them, what is really proper to them. That is the most important you need to know about it, because this is really making communication such a very powerful and natural. The more you really make these things better, the better you can really communicate with each other effectively. So try really master this, the mirror, and you can really boost your communication such a very, very powerful. The L is lead the conversation, because after you really understand the match in the mirror, you can really build, or you can really lead the communication such a very powerful and attractively, because the more you really communicate with each other, the more you really lead the conversation, you gotta really build confidence. But some people are really with until someone start the conversation, or until someone is really say something because of they're really something, as it's all about self-conscious. What if my son is not really true? What if I really something pronounce it wrong? But that is all about self-conscious. No one is not really care about you. Just if you really start first, you gotta really build something confident in different things. So Tara really did this and make your communication such a very powerful and natural. The first thing is for asset tips that I really what I want to really give you. Just understand what they were really want to talk to, because the more you really understand about it, the better you can really communicate with them. For example, they want to be really they want to really talk like about information, fun, or just something different. For example, if you're in the club or in party, someone is asking about the shoes cost. Just if you say from it's a little cost around 2,000, then it really feels something awkward, because it's just like asking for fun. That is the most important thing you need to know about it to become better reporter, or to really create something very deep connection better with you and listening. Because the more you really make these things better, the better you can communicate with each other effectively. So try to really master these things and make your communication such better things. And I appreciate it to stay till the end. And which one would you really want to refer to? The M method, or the M second method, or the L method? So but if you really use the L method or the much mirror lip method, you can make your pronunciation such a very attractive.